Operation Epic Fury.
Continuing our coverage of Operation Epic Fury, the Iranian terrorist regime is getting absolutely decimated, and our Gulf allies have never been more united behind American strength. Harris Faulkner just dropped a bombshell footage showing Beirut getting leveled as Hezbollah gets hammered. Well, Press Secretary Leavitt confirms the U.S. military has established complete air superiority over Iranian skies. We've sunk over 30 of their Navy ships. Their fleet is now combat ineffective, and their ballistic missile capabilities are crumbling by the hour. This is what America First foreign policy looks like in action. President Trump warned them. They didn't listen, and now they're paying the price. And here's what the mainstream media won't tell you about what's really happening behind the scenes. And I'm going to tell you why this matters to you personally, not just as a headline from some faraway country. Yes, for decades, Iran has funded terrorists who chant death to America. They've maimed and killed our servicemen and women. They have been racing towards a nuclear bomb while lying about it to the entire world. Previous administrations, they talked tough, did nothing. Now think about your family. Think about your children, your grandchildren. A nuclear-armed Iran would change everything, creating a world where terrorists hold the ultimate weapon over civilization itself. This isn't just about foreign policy, my friends. This is about whether America stands strong or whether we let radical regimes threaten our homeland and our way of life. President Trump exhausted every diplomatic option. He tried peace through diplomacy extensively and exhaustively. As the press secretary made very clear, the Iranian regime rejected every opportunity. So now they're feeling the sheer might and will of the United States Armed Forces. Our Gulf Arab partners are more unified than ever, rallying behind American leadership. And this is what happens when you have a commander-in-chief who keeps his promises and refuses to let terrorists obtain weapons that could threaten American families. And speaking of what's protecting you and what matters most, I need to ask you something important about your own security right here at home. New numbers out of Washington show inflation is on the rise again. Another threat to you, your savings account, and your retirement. Now ask yourself an honest question. Does your dollar go as far as it did 10 years ago, 5 years ago, even last year? While President Trump is protecting America from threats abroad, you need to protect your financial future from threats at home. So what does the next decade look like for you and your savings? If your portfolio lacks exposure to gold, one of history's most reliable economic hedges, it's time to rethink your strategy. Gold has kept up with inflation and in many periods actually outpaced it, and that is why I trust Noble Gold Investments. Head to nextnewsgold.com. Right now, you can claim a free 10th ounce American Gold Eagle with your qualifying purchase. That's nextnewsgold.com to secure your future while our military secures our nation. Now let me get back to the incredible developments unfolding in the Middle East, because there is a detail that you need to hear. This is what just came across, and it should have every American cheering. The UN ambassador just confirmed that Iran's desperate strategy to divide our Gulf allies is completely backfiring. She met with nearly every ambassador in the Gulf in just 48 hours and said she's never seen them more unified, never seen them more outraged. And Iran thought attacking their neighbors would scare them away from Washington. Instead, it pushed them closer to us. President Trump's leadership is building a coalition that previous presidents only dreamed about. And I'm going to show you exactly what our officials are saying. Faulkner dropping the bombshell video. Parts of Beirut getting leveled as Hezbollah gets hammered. Meanwhile, U.S. forces under Trump dominating Iran's 2,000 drone swarm, sinking their drone carrier, using lasers and jamming to take down their cheap threats. Watch this. Here's footage just in.
Take a look at this brand new video. Just in during the commercial break to Fox News. This is Beirut, the capital of Lebanon. Now remember, the Israeli Defense Force had told people, citizens, civilians, to get out of the way, and hoping fully that they would listen to those evacuation suggestions and alerts and warnings. Look at what is happening to the capital of Lebanon. That is the country that houses the terrorist organization, which looks more like a military at times, Hezbollah. And the government, according to Israeli defense, has been listening to the plea to help push against Hezbollah. Now, they might not fight them militarily, the Lebanese government, but at least they can start to make it vocal that they are not on the side of Iranian proxies and terrorists like Hezbollah. And in the meanwhile, the Israeli military has put up almost the entire capital in smoke. You just saw that new video. We'll move on. Meanwhile, the Pentagon is using many tools in Operation Epic Fury, some we've never even seen before, including highly advanced modern military technology, some used for the very first time, and it could save billions of dollars in costs. And we like that. Taxpayers are watching it. Brian Yennis has more from London. Brian.
Harris, Iran has fired.
So we're seeing advanced technology being deployed. The breaking footage sets the stage for what we're about to hear directly from the White House. Official confirmation of America's military dominance. Here is the press secretary.
Well, look, I'll leave that to the president to answer himself. But what I will tell you, John, we don't comment on intelligence reports that are leaked to the press. Whether or not this happened, frankly, it does not really matter because President Trump and the United States military are absolutely decimating the rogue Iranian terrorist regime. We are now on day 6 of Operation Epic Fury. The United States military has impressively established dominance and air superiority over the skies of Iran. We have sunk and destroyed more than 30 of their Navy ships. And of course, the goals of this operation have been laid out and very clear. Completely annihilate Iran's Navy, which again, we are well on our way to doing. Their Navy has now been deemed combat ineffective. Secondly, take out their ballistic missile weaponry arsenal capacity, which we are very much doing. In fact, their retaliatory ballistic missile strikes against the United States and our allies in the region have decreased 90% just over the course of the last 6 days. And of course, the overall mission in this operation is to ensure that Iran can never again possess a nuclear weapon. That was the real imminent threat that was posed by Iran to the United States and our personnel in the region. And President Trump and the United States military are focused on tackling this threat every single day.
Complete air superiority and dominance. The press secretary's bombshell about the air superiority is only the beginning. Wait to hear about the cabinet shakeup happening right in the middle of the operation, talking about Senator Mullen moving into the Department of Homeland Security.
We learned the news via President Trump on Truth Social that he would be nominating Senator Markwayne Mullen, the Republican from Oklahoma, to replace Kristi Noem as the DHS Secretary effective March 31st. Can you give us any further insight on that decision and the shakeup that we are seeing and what you expect the confirmation process to look like for Mullen?
Sure. Yeah, I know the president was very excited about Senator Markwayne Mullen moving into this role and being officially part of President Trump's team in the cabinet. The White House will be working with the Senate to confirm him as quickly as possible. And we thank Secretary Noem for her efforts over the past year. She will be moving into a new role at the State Department to oversee the new Shield of Americas. These are Western Hemisphere Latin American countries who are coming together both militarily and diplomatically to end the cartel trafficking, human trafficking and drug trafficking in the Western Hemisphere through Latin American countries and ultimately to the United States of America. So this is a very important effort. And in fact, President Trump will be heading to Doral, Florida tomorrow to speak with 17 heads of states from the Latin American countries to talk about this new historic organization that the Trump administration has led the way on and has put together.
Caroline Levitt laying it out. Changes at home. Well, Trump's reshuffling his national security team. Critics are already trying to spin the press secretary's words, but the administration is firing back hard, calling it another hoax.
Why doesn't it matter if U.S. military is put in danger by Russia? And is that what the president believes as well?
What I meant, Kristen, and thank you for giving me a chance to make it very clear, is that it clearly is not making a difference with respect to the military operations in Iran because we are completely decimating them. As I said earlier, we've taken out nearly 30 of their ships. Their Navy has been deemed combat ineffective, 90% reduction in ballistic missile retaliatory strikes against the United States and our Gulf Arab and partners in the region. So, of course, we are achieving the military objectives of this operation. And that is going to continue because the United States military is the best and most lethal fighting force in the world.
The best and most lethal. Levitt on reports that Russia is sharing intelligence with Iran to help them target U.S. assets.
having me.
I wanted to start you off this afternoon because we have confirmed reports from U.S. officials that Russia is providing intelligence to Iran to help it target U.S. assets in the region. I'm sure this is something that does not please the president whatsoever. Has he spoken to Putin about it?
Well, look, I'll leave that to the president to answer himself. But what I will tell you, John, we don't comment on intelligence reports that are leaked to the press. Whether or not this happened, frankly, it does not really matter because
it doesn't matter. The press secretary is not backing down from the military success story. Now she's getting to the heart of why the operation matters for the future of America. Here she is.
As for lying to the United States and the world about their secret ambitions to possess a nuclear bomb, President Trump does not want to see that. He wants to take an interest in pursuing who the next leader of the Iranian country is going to be, and that has yet to be seen, and the president is discussing it and deliberating it.
The president is discussing, deliberating beyond just stopping Iran's nuclear ambitions. Press secretary making it clear this is about protecting American lives. Here's more.
This president lives in the real world, and with respect to MAGA, President Trump is the leader of MAGA. He's the creator of the MAGA movement, and there is nothing more America first than taking out terrorists who have maimed and killed our own servicemen and women, who chant death to America and who pose a threat to the homeland. And so President Trump is a leader of the peace through strength foreign policy doctrine. He attempted peace through diplomacy exhaustively and extensively with the rogue Iranian regime. And so they have been struck with the strength and the sheer might and will of the United States Armed Forces. And President Trump has proven he's a man of his word. If you go back and look, not just over the past year as president, but in his first term and in many years in his private life as well, when he has said that the Iranian regime can never obtain a nuclear bomb, well, now he's finally acting on it. And he has the courage to do what so many presidents in the past did not.
Courage is what it takes, and that is what our president has. The unity the press secretary mentioned isn't just talk. Our UN ambassador is seeing unprecedented solidarity from Gulf allies who are fed up with Iran's aggression.
Look, it's clearly part of Iran's strategy, Martha, to sow discord, to attack their neighbors, our allies across the Gulf, and try to separate them from Washington by attacking their infrastructure, their ports, their oil and natural gas facilities, even their international airports and otherwise. And it's doing the exact opposite. It is backfiring on Iran. I have met with nearly every ambassador in the Gulf just in the last 48 hours. I've never seen them more unified. I've never seen them more outraged. I've talked to them quite a bit. You know, their population is under attack. And I think you're going to see that unity get more and more solid as the day, more solidified as the days go on.
Unity is the message of the day. And here is what the establishment media will never admit. Okay? And it is the truth they desperately want to bury. President Trump is doing what decades of politicians promised but never delivered. He said Iran would never get a nuclear bomb on his watch, and now he is proving he meant every single word. The press secretary said it perfectly. There is nothing more America first than taking out terrorists who have maimed and killed our servicemen and women, who chant death to America and who pose a threat to the homeland. This is peace through strength in action. The Iranian Navy is combat ineffective. Their ballistic missile strikes have dropped by 90%. Their terrorist proxy, Hezbollah, getting hammered. President Trump has the courage to do what so many presidents before him refused to do, and the world is watching a commander-in-chief who backs up his words with actions. So this is the moment, folks. After years and years of appeasement, after pallets of cash shipped to terrorists, after endless broken promises, America finally has a leader who puts our security first and delivers results. President Trump said he would make America strong again, and right now our military is proving exactly that to the entire world. Our enemies are being decimated, our allies are unified like never before, and the radical Iranian regime is learning that threatening America has consequences. And I want to know what you think. Is President Trump right to take decisive action against Iran? Drop your answer in the comments below, and make sure, if you have not done so yet, you are subscribed to our SMS alerts. In a time like this, you need to be the first to know. Text RAW FEED to 844-840-4963. Raw feed. Text those words to 844-840-4963. And make sure you share this video with everybody who needs to see what real American leadership looks like. Make sure you check out the Next News merch shop at shop.nextnewsnetwork.com or below this video to show your support for Truth in Media. Hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and as always, I'm Gary Franchi. Stay informed and stay free.
The system controls information. Information control is power. I want you to see this. Truth only survives together. They don't want this shared. Share this now.